Yo, 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 yo. What's going on? What's popping? Yeah, it's been a while since I've went live in this motherfucker. Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a while. Yeah. Well, people, I have something called a life. So of course I'm not going to always be online. That's obvious. But what's up? What's going on this Tuesday night? Man, there's a lot of stuff going on. All right. I see within the past few days or the past week, a lot of people on YouTube, uh, they're talking about this person named Keefe D, also known as Dwayne Davis, being arrested and possibly indicted on on having something to do with the murder of rapper Tupac Shakur 27 years ago. And I think I made a prior video on the topic in which I stated, even if this person gets indicted in the court of law, I think that the end result will be that Tupac's murder will end up unsolved. It's all bullshit at the end of the day. It's all bullshit because I truly believe that rapper slash actor slash activist Tupac Shakur, being that the history that he had, like the family lineage that he came from, which is a lineage of freedom fighters and activists, and the stuff he did to the police, like when he shot the two off-duty police officers in the behind for beating up a black man, and the things that he stood up for. I believe that this person, Tupac Shakur, was assassinated by the feds. I believe that, and if anyone in a court of law would indict someone for the murder of Tupac Shakur and don't point the finger at people within the federal government, then what they're saying is a bunch of bullshit. That's why I don't buy into the hype. I don't buy into the hype. I mean, if you do your research on the death of Tupac, right? And the whole theory that the media ran within the past 27 years, where they accused a gangbanger by the name of Orlando Anderson of being the trigger man that killed, who you know supposedly or allegedly pulled the trigger that killed Tupac Shakur. You'll see that there's a lot of gaps, there's a lot of discrepancies, and there's a lot of inaccuracies when it comes to that theory. That's why it's so hard to believe. Yeah. I mean, if you don't care, you don't care. I'm paying attention to it because I pay attention to the news anyhow. You know, so if you don't care, it's up. That's your business. But I'm just saying that this whole thing with blaming Keefe D, who's actually the uncle of Orlando Anderson, of having something to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur, I think it's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Exactly, Kevin Kelly. The shooting was too precise to be done by a gangster. And then the thing is that didn't the shooting take place on the Sunset Strip in Las Vegas, either on the Sunset Strip or off the Sunset Strip in Las Vegas, right? And you mean to tell me such a busy area at that time? Because remember, when the shooting happened, it happened the same night Mike Tyson had a boxing match. And which means that that's going to be a very busy night. Thus, the Sunset Strip in Las Vegas would be even busier. You mean to tell me in a place that crowded at that time, a car can pull up commit a drive-by shooting and get away that quickly without anybody finding them? Think about that. Yeah, exactly. Vegas has lots of cops on the strip. Come on now. Well, Shaka, yeah, Shaka, you live in Vegas, so you know, so you know how it is. That's what I'm saying. It's so when it comes to this theory about a Crip by the name of Orlando Anderson allegedly shooting and killing Tupac Shakur, it's just too many discrepancies within that theory. And then, like I said before, Keefe D, who's uh, uh arrested and awaiting trial, he's the uncle of Orlando Anderson, and he's alleged to be the brains behind the shooting. Like he allegedly he was the one who called the shots or who devised the plan to set up Tupac Shakur and to kill him. So he's going to be charged with a couple of conspiracy charges. Conspiracy to commit a murder, and he may be charged with being an accessory to a crime. So he's going to be brought up on multiple charges, right? Yeah. It's but like it's just too many discrepancies within that theory for me to believe that a couple of Crips just committed a drive-by shooting and then they just drove off of the strip and no one was able to find them in such a busy street. Okay, right, right. And the thing is, at that time when Tupac Shakur was shot, while he was driving, well, he was on. Pac was sitting in the passenger seat next to Suge Knight. Suge Knight was driving this black BMW. You had their whole entourage who was driving right behind them. And allegedly, one car followed the white Cadillac that pulled over and shot and killed Tupac and followed them, right? What happened with the rest of the entourage? And also, do you know that during that time, Death Row Security, the security team that was responsible for protecting Tupac Shakur, didn't have any guns. They didn't have any. They wasn't carrying any guns. They was actually told not to carry guns while guarding and protecting Tupac Shakur. They were they actually admitted that in several different, like, these security guards actually admitted that in several different documentaries that they was ordered by their boss to not carry guns. So to me, hold on. So let me get this straight. You mean to tell me you are the bodyguard to the most popular rapper at that time, and you're going to Las Vegas to attend a boxing match, which means that thousands of people, if not millions of people, are going to be in that area. And you mean to tell me none of the bodyguards had guns and they were told by their boss not to carry guns? That's suspicious. See, I mean, oh, come on, man. Come on. So, I mean, to me, that sounds like a setup that had to do with people who are who are not gangsters, but, well, gangsters in that matter. But when you see these types of discrepancies, it's hard for you to believe that it's just some gang members that has something to do with the death of Tupac Shakur, that it was done and orchestrated by a lot of people with a lot of power and authority. So that's what I'm saying is that this whole case with Keefe D to me is just bullshit. I believe that what I believe is that the Las Vegas Metro Police Department or Henderson Police, who I think one of them who was in charge of arresting Keefe D, are just doing it because this guy Keefe D is going around or have been going around social media for years saying that, hey, I killed Tupac, I was involved in killing Tupac, and this is what happened. And that made and that forced the police's hand to actually do something about it, or at least make it seem as if they're going to do something about it. Because if you have this gang member going around on social media on front of thousands, if not millions of people across the world saying that, hey, I killed the most popular rapper or one of the greatest rappers of all time, and nothing's happening to him, a lot of people will question the police's integrity. So I think that the police's hand was forced in order to arrest Keefe D and make it seem as if they're going to do something to justify the death of Tupac, because you don't want this gangster to keep on going around social media and having these interviews that always goes viral saying, hey, I shot and killed Tupac. And well, Keefe D didn't say he shot and killed Tupac. He said he orchestrated his murder and nobody does nothing about it. But what can you say? What can you say? So-called black people always believe the hype anyway. So what can you say? But let's get to another topic, right? Let's get to another topic. So I in this live, I guess I'll be speaking about different topics, right? Several different topics. But another topic I would like to talk about is, a lot of people, I see more and more people are now making content and finally waking up to see how bitch made this this black male YouTube have become. This black male YouTube or black male internet space. They see how bitch made it's become, and more people are making content, talking about how bitch made this space has become. And for the most part, they're right. But let's just keep this real. Let's just keep it real, right? What destroyed this online space that we now call the so-called black manosphere is that it got infiltrated by bitch ass niggas. It's that easy. It's not hard to understand. It's not a complex thing to understand. This space got infiltrated by a bunch of bitch ass hoe ass niggas. And I've been saying that shit for years, for the past few years on here. Okay. Like ever since 2018, right? I didn't make content in 2018, but I went on other people's platforms and I said, listen, the majority of these niggas on here who claim that they're manosphere and all that are really simps in sheep's clothing. Okay. They're simps pretending to be real men. But when you see how they operate like a bunch of bitch ass simps, fucking begging a bitch. What type of shit is that? Like, what type of life to live when you out here begging a bitch to change? What type of hoe ass shit is that? I'm telling you, these are some hoe ass niggas, man. It's like, see, during my time, right? My time, called, the 1.0 generation of black male YouTube, or better known as the black male collective consciousness. When we spoke about no good females, right? Or no good black females, we spoke in the context of being aware of the red flags and the bad behaviors of no good females, for so that you as a man can know which types of females to avoid, for so you could actually gravitate towards females who don't have these bad qualities, and also making sure you don't possess these bad qualities also. Because of course, if you're a man and you want a good woman, you got to be a good man yourself, right? But but we spoke in that sense when we was speaking about this whole relationship conversation. We was telling males what to avoid when you come across females that possess bad behavior, how to notice these bad behaviors, what these behaviors are, and why it is necessary that you must avoid these types of females that possess these bad qualities. But now what you see, but the thing is, years later, it got changed to niggas talking about how they want to have this imaginary negotiation table with these same types of females that possess these bad qualities in which the 1.0 generation told you to avoid. Nigga, there's no fucking listen, there should be no need of a fucking negotiation table for anyone that possess bad behavior. That's common fucking sense. The fuck? Years later, when these bitch ass niggas came in and when these bitch ass niggas came into this space, you got this shit where they're talking about how to make the female pussy wet. You guys remember that from back in 2018, 2019? Motherfuckers making videos trying to instruct people on how to sexually turn on females and make their vaginas moist. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what type of shit is this? Instructing males on how to become fucking sexual deviants and shit. Yo, I remember on Facebook around 2018, there was this Facebook group that I was invited to, right? And it was a Facebook group full of so-called black males, and I'm not even going to name the group because now I'm embarrassed that I was actually a member of that group, right? Now, when I first got into the group, I thought that at least most of the males in there were decent brothers, smart brothers that had some sense, that had some standards, that had some intellect, and actually was about some level of righteousness, right? But the more I started to read more of the posts of these bitch ass niggas, I started to realize it was some hoe ass shit going on. Yo, dog, it was to a point where one of the dudes in that group, no, you know, well, before I go on with the story, let me tell you what this group was supposed to be about. It was supposed to be about the group was supposed to be in, the way I perceive it, it was supposed to be about helping to build better men, helping to give advice to other males on how to be better men. And also, we spoke on the relationship piece also, and supposed to be about giving males advice on how to avoid no good females. Supposed to be that, right? But then going to the story, when I see more of the posts and where dudes was just saying some suspect shit. It was this one post where this one guy who was very popular in the group, I think he was one of the moderators in the group. He was talking about teaching an online class on how to help men get with strippers. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, listen, am I hearing this right? Did this motherfucker state that he was gonna create an online course on how to help males have relations with strippers? Nigga, why the fuck would any decent human being would want to have relationships with a fucking stripper? Are you fucking kidding me? But in the same breath, these males would create posts talking about Brothers, you must avoid these types of females. You must avoid this types of females and that type of females, and these chicks is hoes. Okay, fine. Hold on for a moment. Now there's a contradiction here. On one hand, you're making posts advising other males to avoid no good females, but then you make another post talking about you're going to teach a class, an online class on how to help other males get into relationships with these same types of no good females that you tell people to avoid. What type of shit is that? Yo, dog. I was like this. So I spoke up. So I forgot what I said. I forgot exactly what I said because this happened years ago. So I forgot what I said verbatim. But in context, I disagreed with this person's attempt to create an online course to trying to help dudes get with strippers. And I said something to the degree that ain't decent males should not be sitting there teaching other males on how to get with strippers. I said something to that nature. Once again, this happened years ago. So I forgot what I said verbatim, but I said something to that nature, basically opposing that, speaking up and opposing what he said, and basically telling him that the shit is stupid. What like his idea, basically, I was saying his idea was fucking stupid, right? And that basically his idea, all it's going to do is set males back if they were stupid enough to take that course. So he responded to me and said something to the nature of, well, if I'm not interested, don't take the course. And in the back of my mind, I said, nigga, I was never going to apply for that course anyway. What the fuck? What make you think that a nigga like me would actually want an online course like that? What makes you think a motherfucker like me is that damn dumb to trying to get into a relationship with a fucking stripper? I'm not these thirsty motherfuckers out here. I'm not these old weirdo, nerdy motherfuckers, comic book reading ass niggas out there. The fuck you take me for? Fuck I look like. You know? Yo, and then I made a response to that statement. And then what this same motherfucker did, he made a whole video indirectly talking shit about me, talking about how he's an alpha male. He said he's an alpha male. He's a bad boy. I'm like, yo, the thing is, if you need, like, the thing is, I don't get about these niggas online always saying that they're alpha males. That nigga, if you need to actually call yourself an alpha male every goddamn time online, obviously you're not an alpha male. You just want to convince people to think that you are one. Because if you are an actual alpha male, your pedigree, your actions, your vibe, your energy is going to say that. But he kept saying he's a bad boy, he's an alpha male, and the group that I was involved, that specific online group, is for bad boys and alpha males, and not for good dudes like me and stuff like that. And then I think he says, he was saying some bullshit like that. He was like, there's too many bitch ass niggas. So in the comment section of the video, I cursed his ass out. So I end up getting kicked out the group, which I didn't give a fuck no more. It's like, which I didn't give a fuck, because once I saw that, I was like, okay, I see what this group is about now. They on some bitch ass nigga shit. you know. Right. And that's the precedent they want to set for a quote unquote positive image for so-called black men. Exactly. Exactly. That's an immediate side eye when someone says that. Hell yeah, I gave that nigga the side eye right then and there. Exactly. You can't make a stripper wife material. That's common sense. What type of shit is this? You might as well make a prostitute wife material if that's the case. Because a stripper is nothing more than a glorified prostitute. because most of them sell pussy anyway. Shit. you know? But yeah, man. But that's the type of shit that happens with a lot of so-called black males online. It's like it went from advising other black males to avoid no good females to then advising males and giving on advising males on how to attract these same no good females that brothers previously told them to avoid. So what you see within so-called black males on social media is that niggas have took a turn backwards. People are walking backwards instead of forward. Because you see, the bitch ass niggas who infiltrated this space are for the most part some fucking losers. And the thing is with losers, right? People who are losers in life, they have an extreme crabs in the barrel mentality, in which since they say since they failed in life, they want to see other people fail also, and will do and will engage in any means necessary to make sure other people lose in life, thus will purposely give them bad advice in order for them to fail. And one of these bad advice, these this bad, excuse me, an example of this bad advice is these males advising other males on how to attract or make themselves appealing to no good females that they should avoid in the first place. You know, right, right. If you watch the Players Club, you'll know why. You know, that movie, The Players Club, with Ice Cube and Bernie Mac and Faison Love and AJ Johnson. Oh man, a lot of people. A lot of people featured in that movie. Lisa Ray McCoy. Who else? Who else was in that movie? Terrence Howard. You know, damn, a lot of fucking people, man. Yeah, man. Well, yeah, man. But it's been infiltrated with this space was infiltrated with a lot of fucking losers. You know, right. But psychotic pussy is the good is good pussy. Yeah, said the BAN, right? The Bravo Alpha Novembers. AKA bitch ass niggas. You know, during the Manosphere 1.0 era, for the most part, like I said before, when Mel spoke about the relationship piece, we spoke in the context of advising other brothers or make other brothers be aware of certain traits that no good females had in order for them to know what type of females to avoid when they go looking for the right one to be with. So when we spoke about the relationship piece, we spoke about it in a sense to help brothers move forward with their lives. But what you see now years later is people dwelling, people dwelling in complaining and crying about the no good so-called black females. They dwelling in complaining and crying about no good females or no good black females or no good females in general. Making video after video after video after video complaining about how no good these females are. And it's like, and it's done on purpose in order. These stagnation creators who make these types of stagnation content do this on purpose in order to keep their audience in a position of pain. Because this is what losers do. Once again, losers have a crabs in a barrel mentality. And when they come across someone who's in pain, because a lot of the unfortunately, a lot of the audience, a lot of the members of the viewing audience, and even the stagnation creators themselves that come on here, they've experienced a lot of trauma in their lives. You could tell by their behavior they had a lot of traumatic experience. And let's just keep it real. When you're a so-called black person in America, you're going to, and especially if you grew up in the inner city, in which a lot of us have, and you grew up in a broken household, and a lot of us in which a lot of us have, you're going to go through some sort of fucking trauma. You know, you're going to go through some sort of trauma, right? So, and as a result of experiencing trauma, you have pain. So, a lot of people within this space have pain. So, these stagnation creators, in order for, instead of them making content on helping and advising brothers on how to rise above that pain, how to heal from that pain, they would rather keep them in that position of pain, because this is what losers do. Like I said before, losers have a crabs in the barrel mentality. So when they see other people in pain, they'll make sure they'll come to that person in pain and pretend to be their friend, but then tell them things that would keep them in pain, because because when a person stays in pain, they can't focus on how to heal and move forward with their lives. And when a person can't move forward in their lives, guess what? Everything else in their lives fail. It goes to shambles. And a loser with the crabs in the barrel mentality love to see that with other people. Thus, they'll purposely put other people in pain. And that's what you see in this fucking space for the past few years now. Bitch ass niggas who themselves aren't in pain, they want other people to stay in pain. Thus, they make this content to keep people in pain. Thus, it keeps people stagnant. Thus, the name stagnation creators exists for these types of motherfuckers. This shit is not hard to figure out. Yeah, trauma bonding. Yeah, trauma bonding. That's really what it is. It's just oh, what up, Bayou Bunny? What's up? What's up? It's some that's what you got. But this is what happens when bitch ass niggas infiltrate this space. And you even got this shit, right? Where, okay, well, I'm glad that a lot of these stagnation creators are not talking about this bullshit anymore. But not too long ago, I'll say a couple of years ago, you had people within this space who felt that it was a good idea that the rights of females be taken away. This shit, this shit, this shit is so damn funny, man. They felt that, when you listen to motherfuckers who was saying this bullshit, when you listen to people who had that belief, they made it seem as if the world would be a better place if the female gender no longer had the rights to be gainfully employed, if they no longer had the right to vote, if they no longer had the right to get an education, if they no longer had the freedom of speech or any sort of rights that's been promised by the United States Constitution, right? Yo. So, and I'm sitting there looking at this shit like, damn, these niggas are stupid. So, talking about taking away women's rights, which is not realistic whatsoever. In America in 2023, it is very unrealistic to think that America will remove women's rights. That's unrealistic. It's stupid. And that's not going to solve the issue that men or the male gender goes through in America. It's not. It's not. Taking away another person's rights is not going to solve whichever problem you're going through. Hell, most of these niggas in this space are, most of these niggas in this space are being taken care of by a female anyway. Whether it's their mama, their grandmama, their auntie, their baby mama, their girlfriend. A lot of these niggas don't even pay their own fucking internet bill. Some female that they live with who's taking care of them is paying that bill for them. So if it wasn't for women's rights, you motherfuckers would be homeless and shit. If it wasn't for women's rights, you motherfuckers would not be able to be living comfortably in your mama's house, eating up your mama food, going on YouTube while your mama paying the goddamn internet bill every month and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shit. Using up all the goddamn utilities, and your mama ain't even trying to tell you to get a job and some shit like that. If it was for women's rights, you would not be living comfortably under your mama's roof, nigga, or your baby mama's roof, or your grandmama's roof, or your auntie's roof, and some shit like that. Come on, nigga. Shit. If it wasn't for women's rights, you would not be able to call your baby mama talking about loan me $20. I seen that shit. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for women's rights, you would not have the ability to beg your baby mama to borrow her car and shit like that. I seen this shit, nigga. I never experienced it because I never lived my life relying on other people, but I seen other niggas do this shit, man. Come on now. Yeah, assistance. Yeah. Oh, she said, oh, this is what you mean. Oh, my fault. She was trying to, Bayou Bunny was, giving the spell check. She said, that's facts. Mad about assistance, but living in their baby mama Section 8 house. Yeah. 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 And okay. And let's say that right now, the United States Congress, right, made a bill removing women's rights, and that all females will no longer have any rights, right? As if we're living underneath Taliban Afghanistan, right? Let's say that. Let's say that happens. Guess what? The way the economy is, in which most households are unable to have one income in order to sustain the whole household. Guess what? A lot of motherfuckers would not be able to pay their fucking mortgages, their rents, or all this other bullshit. Because, like I said, the cost of living today force households to have multiple incomes coming in, which means that if someone is living in a 2-parent home, 9 times out of 10, both parents have to bring some sort of income to the house in order for them to live at least comfortably. And most of you niggas do not make the type of income in which you can sit there and take care of a whole family by your goddamn selves. Like I just pointed out before, most of you niggas struggle to take care of your own goddamn selves. As a matter of fact, most of you niggas in this fucking space are not even taking care of your fucking selves. And let's just say that women's rights was taken away right now. What makes you think that the United States government will not open Pandora's box and start removing rights from other groups of people, such as so-called black people in general, such as Hispanics and the like? What makes you think if the United States government remove women's rights, what makes you think the United States government won't do the same for you as a black man in America? Because if you think about it, certain people within the United States government are trying to do that right now with your black ass. I mean, months ago, what happened a few months ago when the Supreme Court agreed to remove affirmative action when it comes to applying for colleges? Come on now. And remember, for the past few years, certain conservative states, especially in the South, have tried to engage in gerrymandering and try to create the certain state laws or certain state legislator to make it hard for people of color to gain voting rights. So you already have this slow but sure attempt in certain people within government trying to take away your rights as a black man. Because these ignorant motherfuckers in government who try to do that are just as ignorant as you when it comes to you thinking that the world will be better if the rights of certain people are removed. So, like, as a so-called black man in America who experienced generations or decades, well, not us in today's time, but our your foreparents who experienced having little to no rights. So basically, and even now, as so-called black people in America today, we still struggle to actually to have our rights to be fully acknowledged. So as a group of people, you should know how fucked up the feeling is when your rights is not fully acknowledged. And you should know how fucked up the feeling is when you're treated as such who have no rights. Thus, you shouldn't be actually thinking it's a good idea for the rights of other people to be removed. This shit is fucking stupid. And I'll even go further. This goes to show you how stupid a lot of people are in this fucking so-called black manosphere, because a lot of people in the black manosphere claim to be intelligent black men, and you hear this fucking concept of I'm a thinking black man and all this other bullshit, right? Yeah. So talk about I'm a thinking black man and shit. Hold on for one moment. Okay, I'm back. You know, they talk about how they're thinking black men. Okay. If you're a thinking black man, right? then you should understand how laws like alimony slash spousal support laws came into existence. Unfortunately, my home state, New York State, was the first state in these United States of America to implement uh, um, alimony slash spousal support. Right. This was during I guess the mid to late 1800s. So around yeah. See, the reason why more and more states in America had laws concerning spousal support or alimony because it came at a time where females did not have a lot of economic opportunities in order for them to make a living on their own. Thus, when females got married, they basically mostly relied on their husband's income. So if they had a divorce and they lived in a society at the time where they had very little economic opportunities, they would still need someone to take care of them, even if they're divorced. Thus, you had laws that came about when it comes to alimony and spousal support, and that even after a divorce, the husband or the now ex-husband have to still financially support his ex-wife until his wife is able to remarry. This is where these alimony laws came from at a time when females had very little opportunities to take care of themselves, or to little they had very little economic opportunities so they can make a living for themselves. Thus they still had to rely on the resources of a man, even if they divorced him. So therefore, in today's time, if women's rights were removed, then alimony and spousal support isn't going anywhere. Child support isn't going anywhere. And I say that because one big issue I have is with alimony, because I believe in today's time, where the female gender have basically as much opportunity, as much education and economic opportunities to make a living for themselves, then alimony should no longer exist, right? But if women's rights was taken away right now, you can close that idea by goodbye. You can close that idea goodbye. Or excuse me, not close that idea goodbye. You could kiss that whole idea goodbye. You can kiss that whole fucking idea goodbye. You can kiss the idea of removing alimony slash spousal support goodbye. Because if women's rights were to be removed today, then alimony would be here to stay. Shit, I just rhyme without even trying. If women's rights were removed today, then alimony will be here to stay. Alimony laws still exist regardless, but slowly but surely you see movements where people are trying to remove alimony and spousal support out of the laws in different states. But once again, if women's rights were to be removed, then alimony will be here to stay, because that would mean that women would have very little or no economic opportunities to take care of themselves, thus would still have to rely on their husband's income even if they divorce their husbands. And a lot of people within the manosphere claim to be against alimony and spousal support. So if you're against alimony and spousal support, why would you be for the removal of women's rights at the same time, when the removal of women's rights, which will result in the removal
of the many economic and educational opportunities women have today, which means that they would be put in a position where they would have to rely on a man's income if they marry that man, and when they after they divorce that man. Dumbass. You dumbass niggas haven't thought about that shit. This is what I'm saying. These niggas are fucking retarded. And only a loser would want to see the rights of someone be removed. Only a loser will sit there and fantasize and say and think that it's a good idea for someone else to not have the ability to make a living for themselves, to get a decent education, to have rights to vote, and these basic rights that was promised to us by the United States Constitution. Only a fucking loser would actually fantasize about that and think that's a good idea to remove these rights from other people. This shit sounds stupid as fuck, man. I mean, listen. As a nigga who grown up as a child seen motherfuckers smoking crack, I ain't never seen motherfuckers that stupid until I got on the internet, man. Listen, when I was a kid, right, growing up in New York City, I seen motherfuckers smoking crack. Not in my household, but outside, in my environment. I seen niggas high on crack. I seen niggas smoking crack rock right in the middle of the street and shit like that. And I seen how fucked up they was when they was high on that crack, when they was addicted to that crack. And even then, they was not as dumb as these niggas today in the fucking manosphere. I'm telling you, this is some weird shit. Yo, this is some fucking science fiction shit you seeing on here, man. This is some fucking Star Wars shit. This shit can't be real. But this is what you have here, man. And then you have oh, okay. This bullshit, right? I don't know why you niggas still talk about this bitch. What I think last week or a few days ago, I don't know, not too long ago. Once again, this groupie went. I'm not even going to say this person's name. This groupie, this fake Mariah Carey looking bitch, did an interview and stated that she have slept with 35 different males. And you see a lot of these males, especially in this space, make videos trying to shame her, talking about how fucked up she is for sleeping with 35 different males. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, you sound shocked. And if you are, why? You know she was a hoe in the first place. You knew she was a hoe because she openly let it be known that she's a hoe. This was the same groupie who wrote a book about the different celebrities that she slept with. She openly admits to being a hoe. This is the same groupie who made a video saying that if I want to sit on 11 dicks, I can. So this same groupie openly admitted throughout the whole time that she's a hoe. This is the same groupie who made a video stating that she slept with 3 different males in one day while she had a yeast infection. This is the same groupie who made a video giving advice on how to get pregnant by a professional athlete. So when this same groupie did an interview and admit to sleeping with 35 different men, why were you so shocked? Now, the only thing that shocked me, I'll tell you the truth. I was shocked too when I heard that. I'm gonna tell you guys, I was shocked too when I heard that. But what I was shocked about was the fact that the number she gave was too goddamn low. I thought she slept with more motherfuckers than that. I thought she slept with more motherfuckers than that. And most likely she did sleep with more motherfuckers than that. She probably did, gave this mathematical equation where she, divided by 90 something and minus 65 something and then came up with the final number 35. She slept with more motherfuckers than that. I mean, she probably said maybe that's the amount of males she slept with within the past 6 months is 35, but she slept with more males than that. Shit, don't believe the hype that she only slept with 30. But regardless of the number, the fact of the matter is, a lot of males responded to that video being upset, talking about, you see how bad these females are? You see what she said? She said she slept with 35 different men. She's so bad. She's so bad. And it's like, damn, y'all niggas still giving this bitch attention. You guys don't know that you dudes that always made videos about this groupie are the reason why she's popular right now. They try, like, you can't shame a female like that. You can't, like, do you motherfuckers realize that you cannot shame a whore? You can't shame a whore. You do know that any attention that you give to a female that's a whore is a good thing in her eyes. And I'm not trying to tell you motherfuckers, to care about how a female think, but at the end of the day, trying to shame a whore is a losing battle. What you should do to a female of that caliber is to not pay that person any attention. Because any type of attention you give to such a female is what that person wants. You do know when you try to shame such a person, you know what? Okay, when you try to shame a female that's a whore, you know how they're going to react most likely? It's like, oh, that nigga mad. That nigga, oh, he big mad. Oh, he like me. Oh, he love me. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, he big mad. You see how I made them mad? Oh, they love me. Oh, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing because they love it. They love me. They like me. Oh, he mad right there because he like me. That's how they think. And you know what's so sad? When the hoe think that way, 9 times out of 10, they're right. Because you niggas love hoes anyway. Exactly, Jersey Hammer. Many of these dudes bitching about that would be the first to be number 36. Exactly. Exactly. On point. Exactly. Who's surprised by this? Who the fuck's surprised by this? Like I said, the only thing that shocked me was that she gave a number that was less than expected. That's the only thing that shocked me. Outside of that, I wasn't shocked. Like, what do you expect from a hoe? Oh yeah, yeah. So many of these stagnation creators will knock down those who insist to go talk to someone or seek a mental health expert or seek some sort of therapy. In which that's what a lot of them need anyway. They need to go to seek a therapist or a certified psychologist. But the thing is that a lot of these stagnation creators knock down any solution that would help males heal from the trauma that they've gone through in their lives. These stagnation creators want these brothers to stay in that traumatic state because keeping the audience in a position of pain give power to these loser stagnation creators in this space. Think about it. A lot of these stagnation creators who have a lot of popularity in this space, them niggas never been successful in any other area in life. As much as they claim they've been, no, they haven't. This is their only time where they seek some sort of, where they have some sort of success and power. This is not time, but this is the only place where they've had some sort of success or some sort of power. They don't want to let that shit go. Thus, it's beneficial for them to keep other people, to keep their audience in a position of consistent pain and trauma. Keep the trauma bonding alive, not keep hope alive. Keep trauma bonding alive. Keep trauma bonding alive. Keep trauma bonding alive. Keep trauma bonding alive. Oh, what up? What up, Kane the God? What up? Kane the God, what's good? Yeah, they rocked that with the badge of honor. It's too much bitch made shit that you see in this fucking space, man. And then they want to give this one female well, this one female stagnant creator attention. The one that the one she calls herself the queen maker. I'm not even going to say this person's name. Unfortunately, right? This so-called queen maker, me and her used to be cool a few years ago, right? Me and her, we used to be cool. We met off of Facebook because she was, before she had a large popularity on YouTube, she was popular on Facebook. But when she was popular on Facebook, she was she when she first received popularity on Facebook, she was this semi pro black, semi conscious chick that was saying some good stuff. And then she came across my post, and you know, and then we end up becoming friends, for a little while, where we used to speak on the phone and stuff like that. But then this person, like as time passed, this person started making more and more posts on Facebook, which I perceive to be misandrous, right? So I would respond I would respond to her post with with a counter argument debunking the nonsense that she was saying. So eventually, this person got tired of me debunking her nonsense because when I was debunking her misandrous nonsensical statements, a lot of her followers was actually agreeing with me. So she got tired of that, and she told me that oh, stop commenting on my posts, don't speak to me again, blah blah blah. And I said, okay, cool, okay, cool. I ain't losing nothing. So 2019, we stopped speaking. You know we went our separate ways. But then it's funny how she came on YouTube and she grew by being the female version of Black Mansphere 2.0. That's basically what she is. She's the female version of Black Mansphere 2.0, right? And it's funny how a lot of people, how a lot of the males on here would talk about this person not realizing that all she is a reflection of you crazy niggas. Because that's how you crazy niggas sound. It's just that she's doing it in a way to make her narrative benefit the female, while you motherfuckers do it in a way to make your narratives benefit the males. Even though at the end of the day, y'all narratives don't benefit the males and her narratives don't benefit the females. It just gives the impression that it does. But what the so-called queen maker is doing is no different than what you niggas are doing, which is grifting, which is being stagnant, which is keeping people in a position of pain, but pretending as if you're somehow waking people up. So you people in the so-called black manosphere, a lot of y'all doing that to these males, and the so-called queen maker is doing that to these females. She's keeping these females the females who are dumb enough to listen to what she's saying. She's keeping them in a position of constant pain, but disguising it as if she's making them aware and waking them up to some newfound knowledge and some shit like that, when she's really not. And you motherfuckers in Black Manosphere 2.0, you're doing the same fucking thing. You're doing the same fucking thing. So at the end of the day, it's up to the viewing audience to develop the wisdom, the discernment, and just the basic critical thinking skills to understand when someone on the internet is feeding you a bunch of bullshit. And it's a damn shame that a lot of these motherfuckers on the internet, as far as the viewing audience, don't have these critical thinking skills. I mean, fuck Ebony K. Williams. Fuck that bitch too. What she said, she went on. Well, she did an interview saying that females should focus on getting married. Man, fuck that bitch too. Who the fuck is this bitch? The fuck? Yeah. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, two sides of the same coin. Yeah, two sides of the same coin. That's all they are. But it's funny when you got certain members of the so-called black manosphere who would critique her, saying that, well, damn, this person, you could tell this person has a lot of trauma within them. You could tell this person's crazy. Don't you know you talking about your goddamn self too? Shit. You know. Yo, like I said, when you see all these lies, when you see all these fucking retards coming out here making content, claim to give you this newfound knowledge, but not providing any type of credible sources to back up the bullshit that they're talking about. Just have enough damn common sense to understand that they're lying to your ass. So cartel, right? What does that go to show about Ebony K. Williams? If Ebony K. Williams have way more clout than Princella, but waste her time in trying to call out someone who have less clout than her, what does that say about Ebony K. Williams? That means she's a dumbass. Why waste your time with someone who has less clout than you do? Why waste your time trying to quote unquote call out people or the likes of those that has less clout than you do? You know, man, please. Ebony K. Williams is an ain't shit bitch like the rest of these ain't shit bitches. The fuck? Shit. You know, um, it's funny how wasn't she the same person who what happened? I think last year or earlier this year, she said that she would never date a bus driver. She preferred to date the owner of the bus company. And a lot of so-called black males in the so-called black manosphere got upset over that. They got upset making videos trying to shame her. Now, she made a video. You know, I guess she said some shit about how females should consider getting married, and a lot of these males in the black manosphere are damn rooting and riding for her. It's like, god damn, nigga, like, 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 like you niggas switch on people based upon whether or not someone's argument makes you feel good. Like you niggas operate off of emotions, man. If someone with some level of notoriety makes an argument, right, makes an argument that you don't agree with, that doesn't make you feel good, and it goes viral, you guys will totally try to shame that person. But if that same individual makes an argument that makes you feel good and it goes viral, the same motherfuckers that went against this person previously will go out and start rooting for this motherfucker. Like you guys, you guys operate off of fucking emotions, man. Like bitches. Shit. Thus, I refer to a lot of these niggas on here as bitch ass niggas. Because that's what they are. A lot of these motherfuckers are bitch ass niggas. You know, crying over pussy that's rotten. But yo, I've spoken long enough. I spoke, damn, I was speaking for like an hour and 12 minutes. Shit. Damn, time goes by fast when you fucking uh 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 getting this shit off of your chest. Shit. Niggas crying over rotten pussy. Oh man, this shit is funny, man. This shit, yo. Well, anyway, listen, you guys that's listening, shout outs to y'all. But yo, it's necessary, especially in these times, to use common sense, use logic. I mean, you should always use common sense and logic, but definitely in today's time, when more and more people in society seem to be losing their common sense and their logic. Please don't be these types. You know, use logic, use critical thinking skills, be able to analyze everything that's around you. Ask the Most High for wisdom, seek wisdom above all else. There's a scripture that states that seek wisdom above all else, or well, seek the kingdom of the Most High above all else, but also seek wisdom. Ask the Most High to give you discernment, because these things are needed, especially in today's time, man. Things are getting crazier and crazier. And stop falling for the motherfucking hype, man. Stop falling for the hype. Stop sitting there and falling for a lot of the lies that's being fed to you by the mainstream media and by social media. Too many lies that's going around here, man. That's keeping people confused. And it's necessary to develop critical thinking skills, wisdom, discernments, analytical skills, so you won't get caught up and be deceived by these stagnation creators in this space who want to see you fail in life. Don't put yourself in a position to allow that to happen. And if you happen to be one of these people who are caught up in that conundrum, Get out. Like the movie said, like the movie, get out. Get out. You could easily get out of that state by telling yourself, no more. I'm no more, no longer will I sit here feeling sorry for myself. I will no longer sit here thinking low about myself. I will set some goals and I will do what it takes to accomplish them. And I will not listen to any type of negative energy. And I will cut these motherfuckers off that actually bring negative energy to my area, to my space. Come on now. All right, man. I'm out of here. Shit. Yo, y'all have a good night. So shout outs to all the people that's watching me in the live stream. Shout outs to all the people commenting, and shout outs to those who are or those who are or will be watching me in the playback. Peace.